So what I want to do is I also grab my... Hey guys, what's up? It's Eunice and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more beauty, lifestyle, or style videos in the coming weeks. So for today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I created this makeup look that I use for special events or occasions. You can definitely use it for prom, balls, graduation, or wherever you are going. So yeah, if you want to see how I created this makeup look, just keep on watching. So as usual, we're starting off with the brows and I'm using the Benefit Ka-Brow in shade number 3. So I have a separate video on how I do my brows when I want to go for a full coverage look. I'll be linking that up here, and that also goes for my foundation. But even though I'm still using the same products, my technique kind of changed a little bit, so that's why I wanted to show you guys this part of the whole process. So what I like to do is I grab my Benefit Brow Tool. So it has a spoolie on one end and it has an angled brush on the other side. So what I like to do is I kind of just brush my hair a little bit and make sure that it's fluffy and full before I fill it in. And as you can see, hindi talaga pantay yung brows ko, so that's why I like to fill them in even though they're already full. So now I'm taking the angled brush part and I'm dipping it in the ka-brow, and I'll lightly fill like the outer part of my brow first. So started off with like a straight line and then gently brushing that up to fill in the other sparse areas of my brows. So if you want to like extend your brow a little bit, you can also do that. But so for the like middle part of the brow, like the one that's toward the nose, I don't like to fill that too much just to have that natural ombre effect of light to full. So what I'm gonna do is still use that same brush and lightly brush that there, and then use my spoolie to kind of brush the product in a little bit. So here is like the full brows and here is like my sparse brows. As opposed to other brow products, I usually don't set the ka-brow anymore because it has like a thick gel formula that you don't need a brow gel to set it because it's gonna stay in place no matter what because of the formula of the product. So when it comes to like people asking me what brow product do you recommend, I highly recommend the Benefit Ka-Brow just because it's an all-in-one product. And it actually also comes with an angled brush with it, so if you're traveling, you can definitely use this. I just prefer using my brow tool because I already have this in my makeup bag no matter what, because I always like using a spoolie. So now that we're done with the brows, I've already put sunscreen and moisturizer on my face. I used the First Aid Beauty Barry Air Moisturizer underneath my makeup because it's super thin and it's a protective layer for my skin. It already hydrates my skin and it also serves as a barrier for any pollution that my skin might encounter. So that might be a marketing ploy or whatnot, but I like to add that extra barrier to protect my skin. Next is something new in my whole foundation routine. I've been using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I've been meaning to film a full face of e.l.f. tutorial. I've been getting the most use out of it. This is the Poreless Putty Primer and it does what it says it does. It just smooths out my pores like in the nose and the cheek area. So that's where I usually apply this. And it makes a great canvas for you to put on your foundation. And it's really inexpensive. I believe I got this for only $8, and a lot of people say that it's comparable with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, but the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer comes with a higher price tag, so I just settled for the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. But who knows, maybe in the Sephora VIB sale, I might purchase that Tatcha just to compare with this e.l.f. and show you guys. I know they have like a deluxe sample size of the Tatcha one, but maybe when it's on sale. So that is the primer that I use for my nose and cheek area. And then for the face, I still use the Becca First Light Primer. Still really love this. Comes with a pump and a glass bottle. Really luxe, and I just pump a little bit. Oh, that's not a little bit. I always do this. I kind of mix it in my hand first just so that I don't put that much product on my face, and just kind of pat it on the areas wherein I didn't apply any of that Poreless Putty Primer. This also gives my base a natural radiant glow underneath it because I am going to be using a full coverage kind of a matte finish foundation. Now for foundation, we're using the Estee Double Wear Foundation. I use the shade Cashew, and I love this foundation because it's really full coverage and it stays in place the whole day. So it's perfect for special events such as prom, birthdays, and whatnot, any night out. I really love using this because it's not going to go away. But do note that you need to take it off before you go to sleep because it's gonna clog your pores and it's gonna break you out because it is a full coverage foundation. So what I like to do is I just pour a little bit, and it does not come with a pump. You have to buy the pump separately for $10. It pains me to think that this foundation is like 40, is it 40 or $50? I think it's $50, and it doesn't come with a pump. So that is my only like con to it, but I really love it because despite the fact that it is full coverage, it doesn't dry my skin or clog my pores. So what I like to do is start on this area, on the lower half of my face, kind of just apply a little bit on that area. And then as you can see, it's really dark because this is my summer shade, but once I blend it out and finish the rest of my face makeup, it's gonna look fine. So what I like to do is use like the bottom of the beauty blender and kind of blend that in. Just really concentrating on the cheek area and not so much this under eye because we are going to put concealer after that. Just to show you guys, this is the side with the first layer of foundation and this is the side without. So we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of foundation on this side of my face. I changed my concealer, but don't get me wrong, I still love my Tarte Shape Tape. But for this like foundation look, I just feel like the Tarte Shape Tape in combination with the Estee Double Wear is kind of too heavy and too matte for my skin. I have dry skin if you guys don't know that. But yeah, I discovered this concealer last year and it's the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer. I got it in the shade Sugar Biscuit. This one has like a kind of a different applicator. It doesn't have a doe foot applicator that like the usual concealer. It has this like metal tip, which at first I didn't really love, but I love how cooling it is to the under eye. So I really love this because it's full coverage and it has a kind of a dewy finish. So that's why I kind of replaced my Tarte Shape Tape with this one when it comes to using the Estee Double Wear foundation. So what I'm going to do is just apply this on my under eye area as well as this area. With this concealer, a little bit goes a long way, so this is enough for my under eye and my nose area. And we're just using the Beauty Blender's tip to blend that in, of course. And of course, I'll kind of use the concealer as my eyeshadow primer na rin. So I'm using an extra blush product for today. This is the Flower Beauty Blush Balm, and they say this is a dupe to the Glossier, I don't know what you call it, but they're like liquid blush, cream blush. So this is in the shade Cinnamon. Squeeze a little bit on my hand, blend it, and use the bottom of my beauty blender to apply that on my cheek area. This is just going to help our blush later. Now we're ready to set my face. So what I'm using is this Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Glow Setting Powder. It doesn't have a shade, it's just your regular translucent powder and it has like that extra cover on top of it. Woo! So what I like to do is kind of just get a little bit of powder and set my under eye area lightly. And then I'm getting my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I have been using this shade right here, which is Subconscious. I usually use Shadow Play, but for winter, since I have like a lighter skin tone, I get away with Subconscious. And as you can see, I've already hit pan with 2 of these shades right here. So that is amazing and so satisfying. Taking my Sigma F05 contour, small contour brush, I'm taking that shade Subconscious, and I'm just going to use that to carve out my cheek and my jaw as well as my forehead area. I really love this brush for blending in contour. As you can see, if you put too much, it's super easy to blend that in. And of course, we must not forget the nose area because medyo malapad yung ilong ko. So what I like to do is just pinch this brush and kind of carve out my nose area, just to thin it out a little bit. To warm up the face, I'm using the Benefit Hoola Bronzer. This is the original Hoola Bronzer and I love it. It also comes with a brush and I actually use this brush, and then as you can see, I've already hit pan on this one. So what I like to do is just tap it a little bit, kind of brush it up to give it a little bit of warmth. Now I'm taking this Luxie 660 Precision Foundation brush, and it's kind of just like a tapered brush, as you can see. I'm going to use that to dust off my under eye area, and then lightly use the excess powder to set my eye area as well, like my eyelid area. And then just grabbing this Real Techniques powder brush, now I'm using the excess powder to set my entire face. Now we can go into the eyeshadow. I've talked about this time and time again. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette as of the moment. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette, and I really love it because it's a good all-around eyeshadow. It has neutral shades as well as some pops of colors, a lot of mattes, and some shimmers. Forgot about this step, but sometimes I like to carve out my brows when they're not super like precise, and what I like to do is kind of just squeeze a little bit of concealer on my hand. It doesn't have to be too much. I use the Sigma F70 concealer brush, and I just kind of dip it in that concealer on my hand, dot it on this part of my brow bone, and just kind of carve out my brows. To set my face, I'm using this Lancome Fix It Forget It setting spray. I love the spray nozzle of this setting spray. It just goes all over the face. For highlighter, I'm using my Wet n Wild highlighting brush and my Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. Super love this. It's universally flattering and it just gives my face that wet sheen look, but it's really like boom highlighter. To set my entire face and make sure my makeup lasts the whole night, I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. So now let's curl my lashes. I'm using my no, that's not Estee, my Shiseido Eyelash Shuimura. I'm using my Shuimura eyelash curler. Have always used this eyelash curler, still love it. I don't think anything can replace. For the first layer, I'm using my Heroin Make Volume and Curl Mascara. Really love this because it just helps curl and volumize without like... Sorry, I can't talk while applying mascara. To thicken it up a bit, I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. so here is the finished makeup look, and like I said, this is kind of my go-to makeup look now for special occasions and whatnot. So as usual, all the products that I use will be linked down in the description bar, and I've actually been thinking about making like a drugstore version of this makeup look. So if you want to see that, do give this video a thumbs up or comment down below. And of course, as usual, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not already, and hit that notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And of course, don't forget to follow me on my social media accounts right here. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. It's Eunice. Bye!